Have you ever looked at a photograph of two people who are the exact same age, yet one looks 20 years younger than the other? It's a phenomenon that used to be chalked up to good genes. But as we move through 2026, the science tells a much more empowering story. Welcome to the Longevity Report. Today we are diving deep into the 2026 Longevity Blueprint, a comprehensive framework designed specifically for those of us in the second half of life, who aren't just looking to add years to our life, but life to our years. You see, your birth certificate tracks your chronological age, but your cells track your biological age. A landmark study released just months ago by the Mayo Clinic confirmed that aging is not a one-way street of decline. It is a biological process that we can actually influence, and in some cases, significantly slow down. Before we get into the habits, we must address the 2026 breakthrough. Researchers have identified senescent cells, often called zombie cells. These are cells that stop dividing but don't die. Instead, they hang around and cause inflammation in the body. The goal of today's blueprint is to help your body clear out these zombie cells and keep your system running like a well-oiled machine. Let's start with the most critical pillar: the protein leverage. After the age of 45, our bodies face a silent challenge called anabolic resistance. This means we become less efficient at turning the food we eat into the muscle we need. Think of it like a car engine that's lost its spark and you're putting in the fuel, but the combustion just isn't happening quite like it used to. This leads to sarcopenia, that gradual loss of strength and balance that many mistake for just getting old. But muscle is more than just strength. It is your metabolic armor. It protects your bones, regulates your blood sugar, and keeps your immune system sharp. To flip the switch back to growth, the 2026 research is clear. You need to aim for 30 to 40 grams of high-quality protein at breakfast. Not just throughout the day, but at that first meal. Why? Because after a night of fasting, your body is in a breakdown state. By hitting that 30-gram threshold early, you trigger a process called muscle protein synthesis, essentially telling your body that it is time to rebuild rather than decay. This isn't about becoming a bodybuilder. It is about protecting your independence for decades to come. Next, we must talk about your internal power plants, the mitochondria. These are the tiny engines inside every single one of your cells that produce energy, known as ATP. As we age, these engines can become clogged with cellular debris. Habit number 2 is Zone 2 cardio. Now, don't let the word cardio intimidate you. This isn't about gasping for air or running marathons. It's about that sweet spot of movement, a brisk walk, a steady cycle, or even purposeful gardening, where you can still hold a full conversation, but your heart is working. In 2026, we call this metabolic conditioning. 150 minutes a week of this steady movement stimulates a process called mitophagy, where your body literally hauls damaged mitochondria to the curb and replaces them with brand new, high-efficiency ones. It's like a spring cleaning for your cells. When your cells have more energy, you have more energy. You'll feel it in your morning clarity, your afternoon stamina, and even your mood. But we also need to challenge the system, which brings us to habit 3, high-intensity intervals. While Zone 2 builds the foundation, intervals build the peak. You don't need to do this often, just 10 minutes twice a week of pushing your heart rate higher, perhaps by walking faster up a hill or pedaling harder on a stationary bike for 60 seconds, forces your cardiovascular system to stay elastic. It improves your VO2 max, which is one of the strongest predictors of all-cause mortality in the American medical system today. Think of it as a stress test for your cells that leaves them stronger than before. It keeps your arteries flexible and your heart powerful. Now let's pause for a moment to debunk a common myth. Many people believe that once you reach 60 or 70, you should stop pushing yourself to avoid injury. The 2026 data shows the exact opposite. While you must move safely, underloading your body is a greater risk than overloading it. Your bones and muscles need the signal of resistance to stay dense and healthy. This brings us to the most important organ of all, the brain. Habit 4 is cognitive recovery through deep sleep and functional rest. In our 60s and 70s, sleep often becomes lighter and more fragmented. But this is precisely when our brain's glymphatic system, the trash collector of the mind, does its best work. It is only during deep, slow-wave sleep that your brain washes away the metabolic waste associated with memory loss and cognitive decline. In 2026, we've learned that sleep is not downtime, it is repair time. To get there, we must manage our cortisol, the stress hormone. Creating a sacred sleep ritual, one that avoids blue light, late-night meals, and stressful news cycles, isn't a luxury. It's a neurological necessity. Finally, habit 5 is the one most people overlook. Yet it may be the most powerful biological lever we have: social fitness. The latest data from 2026 is staggering. Social isolation is as physically damaging to your heart and brain as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It increases inflammation and speeds up cellular aging. Community, laughter, and a sense of purpose are not just nice to have, they are the hidden ingredients found in every blue zone across the globe, whether it's picking up a musical instrument, traveling with friends, or simply joining a local walking club. Engaging your mind and your heart in the company of others is a biological imperative. It keeps your nervous system in a state of rest and digest rather than fight or flight. As we wrap up today's report, I want you to remember that the goal isn't just to live longer, it's to live better. Living to 100 is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about the small, science-backed choices you make every single morning. It's about moving with purpose, eating with intention, and resting with respect for your body's complex needs. In 2026, we have the tools to live with more vitality than any generation before us. If you're ready to take control of your biological clock and join a community dedicated to aging with power, I invite you to subscribe to the Longevity Report. Check the description below to download our free 2026 Healthspan checklist, a step-by-step guide to everything we discussed today, designed to fit easily into your daily routine. I'm your host, and together we are going to make these years our best years yet. Until next time, stay vibrant and stay curious.